Welcome to Ben, Snap, and Chat, the podcast where we talk about what happens when life doesn't go according to plan.
I'm Cristie.
And I'm Drake.
And around here, we believe that even when life bends us, it doesn't mean we're broken.
Let's get into it.
Hello, Drake.
Hello, Cristie. How are you?
I'm good. How are you today?
Nervous.
I know we're talking a little bit about your show, the first show performance that you've done in a little while. So makes sense. There's a little nervous jitters, but I can't wait. I'm so excited for you.
Just a little. It's been a while. It's been since last September. I didn't seek out anything. I didn't apply for any gigs or anything. I just didn't want to do it because I didn't feel dependable.
Your nervous system and everything you've gone through in the last few years, I understand that 100%.
Yeah.
But we're on a new journey right now.
We've opened a new door.
Exactly.
So, it's a whole thing. I've mulled over what I'm going to be doing and what I should and shouldn't be doing and how I should be looking. And this is a reboot.
Yeah.
Of new and improved. In a lot of ways, especially with my body, right? So
yes,
we have this. I'm sure if anybody listened to the last episode, they're going to know that there's been some improvements. And
our last episode was pretty intense. It was just kind of like a reality of what we are experiencing right now. And sometimes there's highs and sometimes there's lows. And
yeah,
that's just part of living with chronic conditions like we do.
And speaking of highs and lows, the actual topic we thought we'd do something different again. We love to throw things, cogs in the wheel, and make everybody go, "Oh, they're doing something different again."
Of course,
so we've had enough. Sometimes we get enough of the medical stuff, and we've had enough of the EDS stuff because we live with it every day. So, but speaking of trial and error and trial and tribulation and inspiration,
very much.
Today's topic is
Michael Jackson,
one of Cristie's favorite artists.
So I think if you remember in our episode 1 when we were doing the questions and you asked me what CD and I said Thriller. Yeah. And so I'm super excited that we're here. Kind of inspired by Josephine Baker episode. People that inspire us.
Still want to do the song. I'm still there about the song.
Yes.
So I need you to tell us.
Okay.
I need you to tell us your Thriller story. So when did you discover it? How did you discover it? Where did you buy the CD? Do you remember? Or where did you buy the cassette? Do you remember any of these things?
I have the CD.
Okay.
I think it was gifted to me maybe for a Christmas. I had asked for it.
Probably your mom.
Probably my mom. But the most vivid memory that I have with Thriller is as a teenager with my best friend April in her parents, not just her mom, her parents' bedroom, literally going screen by screen to figure out the whole choreography of Thriller.
Moves.
And we would practice over and literally for hours.
Did you do it?
We did it.
No way.
It was so much fun. It's honestly probably my favorite memories of my teenage years, because it was very wholesome. I don't know, kids now, they grow up too fast. I think we were 13, 14, 15 years old, dressing up in our parents' basement and practicing Michael Jackson moves.
Yeah. I mean, I have 25 feet when it comes to dancing sometimes. So I would love, I'm going to disclose this. I would love to learn how to do that.
It's pretty intricate.
The end sequence in Thriller?
Yes.
Yeah. Here's been a dream of mine.
Okay.
I've always wanted to have a flash mob of people that pay to go to Saunders Farm.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Do it in the middle of the place and let everybody film it, because you know that every fucking person and their dog is going to have a phone out.
And their dog.
And I've always wanted to do it.
That would be incredible. I wonder if we can make something happen for
10 or 15 people to do it.
Yeah, because dance mobs used to be a big thing, like when social media was first kind of getting a foothold. But I don't remember the last time I saw like a really good dance mob just take over.
Yep. No, I know.
That would be phenomenal.
Wouldn't that be fun? And that's always been, they even have a stage at Saunders Farm.
The next thing I would have to figure out, am I going to be a zombie? Am I going to be a ghost or a vampire? I need to.
Well, you'd have to think about it, right?
Yeah.
Well, this is the fun. Wouldn't it be fun to do this?
This would be so much fun.
Yeah.
I love Halloween.
Me too. I've learned to. I didn't like Halloween. My Halloween story, since we're talking about Michael Jackson Thriller.
Yeah. You had a tough.
Yeah. I went out trick-or-treating when I was like 10 years old, and I was being refused at people's doors. They weren't.
Is it because you were tall? Like you looked older than you were?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so sad.
So they would give my friend candy and not me.
Are you kidding? Why?
It just left a really bad fucking.
Who cares?
It just left a bad memory with me, and but I love Halloween now, so I've totally kind of flipped it.
I used to do a big Halloween event in Ottawa called the Great Pumpkin Ball, and we had live music. It was just it was so much fun. It was one of my favorite events for the year. And
then when we seen Thriller, I mean, I never bought a Michael Jackson record in my life until, I can't remember, Black and White, I think.
Okay.
That's my favorite one. I just like that groove. It's that breakdown in the middle.
Yeah.
I just really like that song. But my mother did. So my mother introduced me to it. I always liked Michael Jackson. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Just because I didn't go out and buy something doesn't mean I don't like it.
Yeah.
So anyway, she bought the Thriller album. She bought 2 records at that time. She bought Michael Jackson's Thriller and Culture Club's Color by Numbers. And she played so much. She played Thriller so much.
Yeah.
I became a Michael Jackson fan and started to rent the Making of Thriller VHS tape at the time at the video store. So we would
telling
rent
me about that.
Oh my God.
Did we watch that together after we watched the movie?
I think we did. Yeah.
Yeah. So Making of Thriller. So cool.
Because it was made with, what's his name there?
He was the guy with he did a big movie back in the day.
Oh,
was it like a werewolf movie or something like that?
He did the American Werewolf in London.
Yes.
I'm going to think about it by the end of the episode.
Oh, it's okay. I'm not the greatest with I'm not the greatest with words. Oh my goodness. He's just showing me.
I'm showing Cristie our official Ben Snap and Chat Thriller episode poster. So, you can say what you want about AI. Let's talk about AI for a second.
Just for a sec.
And people say, oh, it's terrible. Well, not really, because to do this poster here, I already talked to my graphic designer and asked him, like, how long would it take? And he's like, roughly about 2 weeks.
Yeah.
To do something like that. And about $1,000.
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, we don't have $1,000. We don't make any money on this yet.
No.
So we can't do that. And if we didn't have AI right now, we wouldn't be able to make this kind of content. And one of the things, people love the cartoon posters that we put out.
They're so much fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It kind of reminded me of the Josephine, the one where Josephine was in the middle of us, and this is kind of Michael in the middle of us.
Well, it's Michael in the middle of us now.
Exactly. Michael in the middle.
Michael in the middle.
I wish I could sing. I don't want to embarrass myself.
I can't sing. You know what? There's a lot of people I can imitate, but I can't him.
He's one of those people that I don't.
You don't want to touch that. There's not many
people that it really is like he's kind of. He was an icon, and he was that for a reason.
Yeah, I do like. He was. I do like this jacket. Did you look at the picture? You have one on, and I have one on. I want a Michael Jackson jacket.
Oh my goodness, that's
Cristie,
the next thing.
These are so cool. Oh my God, I can't.
I'm gonna want one too
this.
now. Oh,
that's really cool. No zombies, just chronic illness.
It's true.
Oh my God.
I mean, Michael that's one of the things that I think is really interesting looking back at him, because I didn't know as much about his personal life when I was
Oh,
younger.
oh, we
And I
knew.
wasn't really knowledgeable on like pain and chronic pain. Like it
Oh,
wasn't part of my world. And to kind of look at him now as someone who
mm,
lived with chronic pain, and
yep.
i- it's a very hard reality, and for someone of his like his legend or his
Well, it's
prominence
the pressure that goes along with being an artist. Um,
in general, I
in
think.
general,
Yeah,
and I even like I understand it from my level. It doesn't
yeah,
matter what level you're at; you're still having the same thoughts, and there's a pressure to constantly be better than you were the last time.
yeah,
Um, and he was really driven like that. Like from artistically, I watched a lot about production, so
yes,
I'm very much into music production. I like having a say in how my songs sound.
yeah,
You know, everything I've always done, except for my first record, I wasn't involved in the production. I knew I
okay,
didn't know a lot about it back then. I sat and I watched, and that was in Nashville. And I learned so much, and then I got really into it. So I started to watch like the production of Thriller. I
yeah.
actually had an exchange with the keyboard player who programmed the sounds for Thriller.
Well,
Um,
and you're also using the microphone, or the same microphone that
Yeah,
they
well, I'm
used
actually
during Thriller.
most podcasters. So the magic microphone that Michael Jackson used for the Thriller, the whole Thriller record was the Shure SM7B, and everybody will recognize it. It's a very recognizable mic. It's black. It's got that foam top on it. It's basically the kind of mic that you can use for everything. It's an industry standard, but he apparently liked this mic a lot, and he used it for most of his vocals. It has
Which
a
is pretty
very
cool.
it has a very unique. My producer, one of my producers, Jonathan Edwards, he remarks this mic as sounding boxy. It has a
Okay.
very interesting sound, like you're in a certain kind of room, and
Yes.
it's a very warm, as you can tell. That's why my voice sounds so warm all the time, and it sounds like I'm on radio. It's this
You
mic.
do.
So
But you
Michael
also
knew it.
have a very nice voice as
Well,
well.
thanks,
But I think
thank you.
I think that the mic, I mean, I don't have the Michael Jackson mic, but
Well, you're
we're
gonna get one.
doing
We're gonna
we're
get one.
gonna get there.
Yeah, yeah. I
That's
just seen one. I seen one for 350 the other day, by the
oh
way.
wow.
Yeah, on Facebook Marketplace. So we can always pick one up on there, because I think they've won up. I think this one here is mics are crazy, by the way.
Yeah.
Mics are like, so I've got two mics here, and they're worth about 4,000 between the two of them.
I
Now
mean,
the one that Celine uses is
yes.
25,000.
Oh my goodness, wow.
Yeah.
I
So
mean, she's
there's
also another legend.
oh well, of course,
Canadian
So Mike,
legend.
but Michael just goes to show you, Michael used a
Yeah.
very very economical mic
Yeah.
because it was back then. What is it? $795, $895 now for this mic,
I
new.
think yeah.
They were probably about $399 back then, which
Wow.
was a lot of
Which back
money back. You
then,
know, it was a fair amount, but it
yeah.
was one of the mics that were more affordable. So he used this for on Thriller. So we're actually, yes, we're using the mic.
Uh, I feel like kind of like Josephine did, Michael has been kind of popping up on our feeds a lot recently and coming into our lives in different ways. I don't know if it has to do with the new movie that
It
came
does.
out.
Of course, it
I
it
think it's a
does.
big part of it for
Yeah.
sure.
So
So we watched that together the other
hmm,
day. What did you think? Like what we talked a little bit, but like what were your first impressions?
I think it was a very sterile, narrow interpretation
Yeah.
of what happened. And I think it left out some key things that
Yeah.
were not included, like the sisters. And
Yeah,
they
Janet.
apparently
I was
didn't,
like, "Where's Janet?"
they didn't want to be, they didn't want to be in it.
Yeah,
I don't know. There's stuff, the Jacksons have always had stuff.
of course.
So she didn't want to be in it. I don't think LaToya wanted to be in it.
I think Latoya was in at least a couple scenes. Like she
They
wasn't a
were,
major,
they were.
but I don't
Remember they
remember
were in
even
the,
seeing little Janet at all in any of the scenes,
I
unless
think
I'm remembering wrong.
once when they
Maybe,
were
yeah.
rehearsing in the living room on
Oh,
Jackson
maybe.
on Jackson Avenue there.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah,
Okay.
because they're from Indiana.
Yeah. Yeah, they
Um,
came from very
Gary,
humble.
Gary, Indiana.
Gary, Indiana.
Yeah, steel mill. So it's the same place, same kind of environment I grew up in. Steel mill environment.
Yeah. So
Not the healthiest thing to live around.
no. And I mean, I don't think we can talk about Michael Jackson without talking about his childhood trauma. And I think, starting at such a young age with the type of father
Yep.
that he had, who was very abusive.
Who was yin yang because drove them to fame and celebrity,
Yes. Yeah.
which inevitably destroyed them.
Exactly.
Destroyed the family, destroyed Michael Jackson in the end. I mean, this was a very turbulent story.
It was. And the movie was a very soft version of, I don't even know if soft is the right word.
I think it was, it was definitely glossed over.
Definitely.
Like I say, it was sterilized a bit.
It was.
Yeah. But I loved it. Don't get me wrong.
I loved it too. Yeah.
I love the movie. Like, I don't want to deter anybody from seeing it.
No,
but
it was great.
If you read the overview about the whole thing and look at it, will say that it is a very, very specific picture of what happened. And there was a lot of other stuff that was going on at that time.
Yeah.
There's a lot of mental illness in here and,
a significant amount.
Yeah.
And then just the way he pitted the boys against each other. And it was like, Michael was terrified of his dad.
Yeah.
His entire life. I was
terrified of mine too. My father and I had the same relationship as Michael Jackson and his father.
So I can't, that trauma of growing up in that, but then also growing up in the public, becoming a legend before he was even a teenager. Like,
too much.
I think, no, it was, he never had a chance.
There's normal, all of the most influential times in your life was when all of this was happening.
Yeah. And it was just, he didn't have a chance to be a kid. No. And I think that's where he had this weird, and he definitely got criticized, and there was a lot of issues when it came to his relationships with children. But I think deep down,
relationships in general.
His relationships in general.
Everything that they couldn't leave anything alone.
No.
And the thing is that there's a double-edged sword here.
There always is.
I think that what I think is that people like Michael and Jackson and say Princess Diana, and I don't want any flack here because I like both of them.
I love both of them.
But
They're
they
both
learned
incredibly empathetic
early on
people.
how to get the press's attention.
Yeah.
Now, the thing about fire is that you can make a nice fire and you can put rocks around it and you can keep that fire at a certain level.
Mm-hmm.
And it can be around the trees and everything.
Yeah.
And it won't light the trees on fire as long as you go too far.
Yeah.
In making that fire too big.
But
and I think both of them,
stoke it.
People like even Madonna, she knows how to do it.
Yeah.
They know how to get attention. Now, people like Madonna, I think Madonna is very strong-minded. And I think she's very strong-willed.
Yes.
And I don't think she had the childhood that I or Michael Jackson had.
No. I don't know enough about her childhood, but
no, it was. I think the father was problematic too, in a way, but there wasn't as much. But I do think Madonna has this will, and she knows how to masterfully manipulate media to be able to get attention.
Yeah, and she's still doing that now.
And she still does it, and
and
she just lets it roll. With the other two, with Diana and Michael, it didn't bode as well. And also George Michael. So I'll put him in there too, because he was another one.
He was.
And he antagonized the media and talked about his sex life and where he was having sex and stuff like that. And then they got obsessed and started to follow him all the time.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I think Michael Jackson too, like dangling the baby outside of the 2 or 3 story hotel and stuff. Like this was stuff that he was doing, and this was causing this media fury.
Well, this was also being filmed by, I can't remember his name, the guy that did the Princess Diana big breaking film. It was the exact same guy. And he was with Michael Jackson for like 8 months. And this happened during that. So it's like
exploitation.
Yeah.
And I think, oh, I remember this now. This is
Yeah.
coming back to me. So yes, he really did bad, didn't he?
He did, and then with the interview and the
Yeah.
boy holding his hand and talking about
Right.
sleeping in the bed,
Oh
like, he
God.
didn't do himself
I do
any
think the kids were in the
favors.
bed, by the way.
So, this is my take on it. I think if he was a woman, like, I think about myself and, like, I've cuddled in bed with my nieces, and as a woman, I don't think that it would be seen as in the same way as a man, first of all, but then a mega star like Michael that had I think
So
a lot of people
we're
wanted to
back
take
to, and we're
advantage
right. And
of
we're
his including his own dad. Like, I think he grew up thinking he couldn't trust anyone
no,
except animals and kids.
right.
And
I think he has a point. I think he had a point.
I mean, look at the
Just
world right now that we're living in. I
yeah, no,
think
I'm kind of
that
the same way. I had this discussion with a friend today. And
yeah,
Roy, by the way, Roy, who we spoke about on the last podcast,
yeah, last
he's doing better.
episode.
He's
Okay,
doing
that's
better.
good to
Yeah.
know.
So it's good. Um, so we're it's interesting we touch on this because you talk about, you say, oh, I could get in bed with all my nieces and nephews and it's okay. And that's because society has a certain view of how maternal,
A
how,
woman is.
how a woman is with children. And then we
Exactly.
have this weird thing in society about men, which has never really ever been defined as something that should be close or emotional.
Yes.
And that has caused a problem. You know,
Yes.
my own father was kind of cold for a long, long time. Like he warmed up as he got older for sure. But he had that, you know, that weird ideology, the same, perpetuating the same behavior that came from his dad and the dad before, I'm sure, and my
Yeah.
great grandfather before that, and my they all did this. And yeah, so Michael Jackson gets in bed with kids and watches a movie, and all of a sudden, I
Yeah.
mean, you know, all these people that are still around have
Yes,
never said
Macaulay
anything
Culkin,
bad about him. Do you ever notice that?
the big stars that
Yeah.
spent a lot of time, like Macaulay Culkin talks about how Michael Jackson essentially saved him from being brought to Epstein Island.
Yep, because Michael Jackson apparently knew a lot about the Epstein Island stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's coming out. That's been coming out lately. Did you see
I
that?
think that's another reason why people are rediscovering Michael and his music and his life, not just from the movie, but because his name has been connected and kind of come out in a lot of positive light
Yep.
from it, like saving girls and children in general from being abused
Yep.
in conjunction with Epstein and that island.
I don't think Michael Jackson was guilty of that.
I don't think so
I will
either.
say
I
that up front.
never
I don't think he was. They would have convicted him. I think
exactly.
I
The
think
FBI did such an intense investigation.
Yep.
If there was anything to find, they would have found it.
Right. Not like the president of the United States who just
Right?
got fined
Oh
$5
my,
million for sticking his finger somewhere he shouldn't have, in a dressing room in New York City,
oh my
in a store.
God.
Apparently a dressing room or a store. I can't remember where it was, but anyway, yeah. Anyway, that's going on. But we said this before. We had this discussion before we
Yeah.
turned on put on
The
the
mic,
recorder.
the recording, yeah.
And you know, if Michael Jackson had been fined $5
Oh, he
million
would have been
and found guilty, can you imagine what
he
would
would have
happen?
been
Would have
thrown in
happened? He
jail
would have
and they
been
would have
ran
thrown
out of the
away.
U.S.
Oh yeah.
He would have
Yeah,
had to
he
leave.
would have spent the rest of his life in jail.
Well, of course. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. Yeah, he probably wouldn't have gotten a $5 million fine.
No, he would have been put in
He would have been put
jail
in jail.
and
You're right.
he would have spent the rest of his life there. I don't know. To me, yes, I'm a fan of Michael Jackson, but I'm also a woman in a patriarchy. And I never got that sense from him that he, I don't know, maybe it's my like rose colored glasses, but I just never saw that in him because of the abuse that he went through as a kid and his whole identification with like Peter Pan. He really, I think that he was asexual. Like, I don't know. I think with the kids, he just wanted to feel unconditional love because he never felt that with his family or anyone
I
really.
never looked at Michael Jackson. I hate to say this. Some people might think this is terrible. I never looked at Michael Jackson in a sexual way. Like, because he doesn't emanate anything like that for me.
No, so that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel his essence was very like asexual.
And
I
the energy that came was
yes.
something very different.
Oh, it's
It
the
was,
frequency of his music. There's light in it. There's soul in it.
well, did you see that? There's something on YouTube. I'll have to send it to you,
Okay.
if I can find it again. But there was certain frequency that he used to always want in the songs, and it's a
Yes.
frequency that's very, very pleasing and enlightening to the human ear.
Yes.
There's a phenomenon like that, like 444 is your standard
Yes.
pitch,
Yeah. The
right? But there was
frequencies.
something
Yeah.
about 443 or 442. I can't remember. When you shift the pitch, you shift how the
Yes.
energy feels. Or if
A
you shift
hundred
the pitch
percent.
up, it makes it sound a little bit more energetic, and it makes you feel better.
Yes.
So I never got any sexual vibes. Now, do I think he looked attractive? Yeah. And if somebody was to ask me, okay, what was the most attractive that Michael Jackson was, it was probably Thriller for me.
100%.
Yeah.
He
I
was so
think,
beautiful.
yeah.
It's that dysmorphia, right? Like, we've both talked about this and touched on it before. Like, not feeling good enough and having a father who's abusive
Well, they
and
used to make
would
fun of
talk
his
about his
nose all the time.
nose.
So the
Yeah,
nose
and big
became like an
nose.
obsession. It's like me.
Yes.
When I was a kid, my family always used to say to me, "Oh, that flat tire around your waist there. You got to get, the flat
Oh,
tire." They were always
really?
talking about how fat I was. Yeah. So I got really obsessed with that. So
Yeah, you would. Why
I
wouldn't
get
you?
totally relate to that. So
And then the isolation that he would have felt on top of that,
the movie
it's
was
just
jarring to me. Like I found the movie jarring with the abuse, with, because it reminds me of me and my father.
yeah,
And I found it like just basically the whole thing, I could relate to that. And
which
so
is
I was,
horrible for anybody to have to go through that with their
yeah,
parent.
it's certainly, like I said, what happened to me. I mean, I didn't end up being thrown to the wolves in show business at 5
Yeah,
years old.
right?
There's a big difference. But
But still,
our
childhood
own
trauma.
experience, yeah, like it's
Yes.
still, my father was rageous, by the way, like all the time. And I
I think Joe was as
he
well.
was the same
Like,
way. And
yeah.
I grew up in a house like that. Like, my father would lock my mother and I outside in the winter in -25 and make us sit
Oh,
outside when I
Drake.
was a little kid. Like, he was really mad about
That's
everything.
heartbreaking. Like,
Yeah. No,
no child should
it
have
was
to
my,
go
and
through that.
I forgave my dad. We had a conversation about this before he got really sick with the
Oh, did you?
dementia. Oh, yes. And he
That's,
apologized to me.
did he?
Yes. Yes, absolutely.
Wow.
Yep.
And
And
how did that change anything for you? Did it change how you saw your childhood, or
what
how did it
changed?
impact you?
Well, I just started to understand, right? I don't think Michael Jackson got to that point
He
with his,
didn't.
no. I but I don't think his father was like mine. I don't think he pulled his horns in, and I don't think he changed, and I don't think he
No.
worked on himself or anything like that. My father tried really hard later on in
Yeah.
his life to be a better person. And so he said to me, I'll never forget it. Like, me and him and Michael were on the couch in his house. And he said to me, he said, I wasn't always the best father. He said, I'm really sorry for that.
Wow.
I said, I know you are. I said, and I
Yeah.
forgive you. I said, it's fine. And so we just buried that hatchet and went on. And that was it. Um, so, but I don't think Michael Jackson got that grace
No,
that I
it
got.
even like I was watching a documentary and like literally when they found out that he died or was killed or whatever exactly happened there, like Joe's first move was to try to profit off it.
Yep.
Like it was like a day or two after his death,
Yeah.
and Joe's out here promoting like
Oh,
bringing
yeah.
the Jackson family
Yeah.
back and
Of
like how
course.
to make money off of it.
Gene
It's
Simmons. He's like, Gene Simmons is from Kiss. He's the same way.
it was just it wasn't
Whatever buck,
shocking
make a
because like
dollar.
right.
Everything's licensed, and everything is, and I get it. It's a business, I guess, but you probably shouldn't do it 2 days after, your
After your
kid dies.
child, yeah.
Yeah. So, But it is what it is. It was a tragic end to a very turbulent, successful, miserable, happy,
Existence.
unhappy life.
It really it really does have that duality of like
Yin yang.
this beautiful light that he carried and is in his music and the way he moved his body. Like there's no one like him,
You have to
or
be very skinny. This is one thing I've really, really like kind of noticed about these dance moves. If you're not really skinny and
it
super
makes it.
light, you can't do that stuff. You can't
But
get
you
this.
know what? I've seen some like
Really?
heavier set
Oh,
performers,
I
and
don't know. I couldn't do
but
it.
they can move though.
Yeah, I
They
can't.
like uh,
Not me and my size. Like
but
being
like you look
big.
at like Lizzo and her performers, like
Oh, I think she
they're
got
not like the
canceled, by the way.
squintiest.
She got
They're
canceled
what,
for
sorry?
she got canceled her. Did you
I
hear
think
that
she's
thing about?
back.
Oh, is
She
she?
just performed yesterday.
Oh, she said something about fat people, and I don't know what it
Ah,
was. It was this big controversy. Did you hear about?
yeah, because she's lost weight,
I don't know the
or
story. I don't know. I don't
oh
know what it was. But anyway, they cancel everybody, by the way. So whoever, you can't say anything. You can't have an opinion. It's why I don't fucking say anything about anything anymore. I don't care. I'm like, I have an opinion about a lot of things, but am I going to
yeah.
talk about it publicly? No, I don't like the USA administration. I don't like Trump. I'm going to talk about that. The gay community pisses me off every once in a while because I think they're a bunch of fucking ageists, and they're ageist, and they can be
Yeah.
judgmental against gay men. Like gay men have become something of like, oh, it's just you're just a gay guy. So what do you know? I'm like, smack, bitch. Like, like, like really, I'm kind of tired of that. But I mean,
I think
um,
everything has like pluses and minuses. I
of
don't.
course, yeah,
It's just
and then
unfortunately part of life.
yeah,
But
we all have our problems. This is the
yeah,
bottom line, right? Um, but yeah, so the whole thing with him, I mean, and then came like you were talking about the chronic pain, and it
yes,
was that Pepsi. There's another Joe
yeah,
friggin' deal gone wrong.
yep. And he
Joe,
did it.
that was in the movie. Joe set that up with
Yeah,
what's his name, Don King of all
yeah.
people.
Of
I
all
mean,
people, yeah.
he's so much like Trump and the Republicans. That
It's
whole thing,
sleazy, like, yeah.
yeah,
It just makes
awful.
your skin crawl,
It
kind of a
does.
person.
And then he got that once he had that burn, right? And then the painkillers started.
Yeah.
But there was more than that. Did you know that he had spinal arthritis?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he had spinal arthritis. Um, and
And
then,
still was able to dance like that until
yeah,
the end.
yeah, that's why he was looking bad,
Wow.
though. That's why he needed so much propofol. That's, and once you start jamming that stuff into your system, it doesn't take long before you develop tolerances to it, and you need more, and you need more, and you need more
Yeah.
and more. But it led
And when you
to
have like the kind of money and access, like that
accessibility.
becomes
Yeah, when you can
difficult
buy
as well.
your doctor,
Yeah.
this is when it becomes a problem. And apparently he was doing that. So this is this doctor that ended up in the room. Did you go and look at this awful ending? I watched it.
I
I watched the police report on it. It was like, oh my God.
But there was so much suspicion around what had actually happened, because I heard some of the phone calls within the days before
Yeah.
he died,
Yeah.
and him talking about, if I died, they killed me. Like,
Yeah. I know. I know. It's so weird. And they're saying that that's possible. So there's
I
so many.
wouldn't put it past. There's so many conspiracies when it
That's
comes
it.
to it.
Yeah.
And so we weren't anywhere close to him or know what his life was actually like behind the scenes, like as an actual human being, not like the superstar Michael Jackson, but like looking at the childhood trauma, the isolation, the pain and the access, like the body dysmorphia, like he dealt with a lot in his life.
Like I
And
say, I can really relate.
I mean, I think it's interesting that we're doing this episode like a few days before you're performing again. Because
Ugh.
watching him, because I was just actually watching This Is It. And this was like the back as he was preparing for this UK tour that he didn't live to actually
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
But watching him like in his element and with the production and it just, there was something very beautiful, I think, about him and his soul. And
I
one of the
agree.
cool things that I didn't like really realize about him, but was part of the movie, was how much, like how spiritual he actually was, and the affirmations that he had literally everywhere,
Yeah.
just as the reminder of like, I'm the greatest, I am the, and it like I do that kind of stuff. Like
Oh,
I've
I do
had
it all the
stickies
time.
on my
So I have to do it now. Like what
yes.
are we, 48 hours out before I'm on a
Yeah.
stage again? And it has been
Yeah.
a while.
Yeah.
Um, and there's going to be 800 people there, which is
Yeah.
a
It's
very
a
large
big
crowd when
event.
you're in a
Yeah.
room.
Yeah.
It's like selling out a large theater. Um,
It's
but
huge.
it's huge. And the thing is that I start telling myself how great I am and how I love my
Yeah.
voice
Yeah.
and how rich sounding my voice is. I do all of these things.
Yes.
So I basically take everything that everybody tells me and I turn it into my, you know,
Your
my
mantras.
little mantras that yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Because I know my own power. So the
Yeah.
power that Michael Jackson has, I, how am I going to do this without sounding arrogant? I'm just going to do it. Just going to talk about this.
Yeah.
So when I
Just,
walk in a room and there's 100 people in the room, I get noticed really
of course you
fast.
do. You have that, like, that
Let's
about you. It's
let
an
me lay it on the
attraction. It's
line.
an energy.
So I had
Yes.
it my whole life. Okay.
Yes.
So I would walk in places, and even when
You get noticed.
we went to the
Yeah.
winery, went to a winery for dinner,
Yeah. Yes.
and we were the last people there. Oh God, I hate being the last person in the room.
I
I would
know.
never make a good drag queen. So anyway, everybody turned around, and one of the people that we're out to dinner with, turned around to me and she said, "You really create a spectacle." I'm like, "It's just the way things are. I
Yeah.
don't know why it's been like that. It's always been like that.
Yeah.
It's been like that since I was a little kid, and I understand this thing that people are attracted to, because when you do vibrate like Michael Jackson vibrated,
Yes.
which is, so he had himself ramped up and enabled, like he had so much money and he was able to do and buy whatever he wanted and
Yes.
create this magic castle world for himself.
Yes. Neverland.
And he created basically all of this in his own mind and made himself great.
Yeah.
This is what people don't understand. People don't understand that what makes you great is you, not
Exactly.
the attention from other people, not
No.
validation from other people.
No.
It has to start with you. And I think Michael
Yeah.
Jackson, despite all of the problems when he was a kid,
Yes.
despite all of the issues around religion and all of the things that
Yep.
conflicted with his artistry, I
Yeah.
do think that Michael understood this, that you have to love yourself, be gracious and love yourself, and be
Yes.
boastful about what you do well.
It's really interesting because, like, there's also a contradiction in that his, like, he obviously saw himself at that level,
Yeah.
but then part of him, like, the surgeries and the, like, was that like rejection of himself on a, like, a hate towards himself? Or do you think that was a totally separate?
I think he had an obsession with making himself look like Peter Pan.
Yeah, I get that
Like
too,
I
and they
have
really kind
I
of.
have a lumberjack obsession, and
Yes.
I totally
Yeah.
get it.
Okay.
Right. So this is why I understand, like I identify, it's part of what I am.
Because I just watched a clip, and Michael's talking about. He says, "I am Peter Pan,"
Mhm.
and they ask him, "But you're Michael Jackson,"
Yeah.
and he's like, "But on the inside, I'm Peter Pan."
I get it. I totally
Yeah.
understand, because you can empower yourself.
Yeah.
And I think that's the problem with the world, is that we were born, we are confined and told not to and don't, and not to be artistic and not to wear bright colors and not to do our hair a certain way and not to do this and not to do that. And you're repressed so much
Yeah.
that then that thing that we're supposed to do as human beings becomes difficult, because of all of the repression that we felt from our alcoholic or abusive parents or our drug
Yep.
addicted parents or our crazy family, or just our conservatism and Catholicism and
Yeah.
Jehovah's Witnesses and Mormons
Yeah.
and all
All
of
of it.
these things. I mean,
Yeah.
it's very oppressive. And if you grow up in that, then shining that bright light. I mean, you got to remember, he got determined. I think you made a very good point about Diana Ross. So let's talk about that for a minute, which was
Yes.
excluded from the movie.
I know, the whole time I'm like, where's Diana? Where's Diana Ross?
Yeah. And she had,
And
did you say that she was like pivotal
he
and
she kind of took him on as a youngster, like in the Jackson 5, and became a mentor to him and really guided him throughout his career and pushed him to really like go for his solo career. She introduced him to Quincy Jones, the Wiz, like that whole part of his life,
yeah.
and kind of breaking away from that intertwined family unit,
Yeah.
which
Where
was
the father was
where
constantly
the
like
father was and all the
brain
trauma
scheming
was.
about money. Yeah.
Exactly. And so I have a feeling that's probably why she didn't want to be part of something put out by them, because I think she was probably seen, especially by Joe, as like she broke his son away from the Jackson 5, which was his focus.
Yeah, yeah. Well, like I say, yin yang. I mean, you can say what you want about the father. He literally beat it into them to get better,
Literally.
and that happened for them. And
It did.
do you think that if the father wasn't the way he was, that would have happened? Honestly,
I think that I don't know maybe if the Jackson 5 would have happened, but I think that Michael, in who he was, just that like yeah, it's a hard
it
question.
is,
I do,
because you got
yeah.
to remember how many
Things that,
great artists are out there that never get discovered that have tons of talent.
yeah. But there was something very magical about him. And I think even if he didn't start with the Jackson 5, I really believe that he
He would have
was
been
going to
driven
be an icon.
no matter
Like,
what.
yeah, I really believe that that was part of his destiny.
Okay, I think
What do
that
you
is.
think?
I think if it hadn't have been for Joe Jackson, he wouldn't have gotten the exposure he got.
Yeah,
Because he was so forceful and he was
he
so
was.
driven to get them on a stage, and that was really
Yeah,
important back then.
yeah.
And if it hadn't have been for the Motown thing, and it wouldn't have happened, and who knows, he could have been a software designer.
You
We
never
don't know.
know,
We don't
right?
know.
Like
I know a lot of talented people, let's put it that
it's
way,
true.
that don't ever get the grace of that type of exposure. And
Yeah.
it's even more difficult now
Now
than it was back then, because it was a real narrow, small world back then. It was just
it
hard to
was.
permeate.
It
But now
was.
it's a massive
It's too
conundrum,
big.
right? It's,
Yeah.
even I
It's
was
gone the
no,
other spectrum.
yeah, like Boy George just released something new and I didn't even hear about it because there's so much stuff out there. Yeah, Boy George did an AI version of Karma Chameleon.
Are you kidding?
They recreated Karma Chameleon AI, and he went in and sang it, and then they put his young voice to it.
Oh.
And they're charging $150, I think, for the 12-inch single. Honest to
No.
God. Like, I'm like, AI, I'm like, sure, if you want to use it, have fun, but it doesn't sound, I don't like that version of Karma Chameleon. You can listen to it and give me your opinion. It sounds like AI to me. AI music's not there right now. Michael Jackson will be having a field day
Oh.
today if he
Yeah.
was alive. I will tell you right
Yeah.
now, from the production standpoint, and how, because Michael Jackson was involved. So everything he
Yes,
did, like,
very.
he beatbox all the stuff. Like
All of it.
he would beatbox the stuff to Quincy Jones, and they would
Yep.
program it
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
with his
Yeah,
mouth.
I know. Yeah. He was a phenomenal. Yeah. Yeah.
Like he would do this, and then
Yeah.
Quincy Jones would
Would take
program
it.
it
Yeah.
from
And make it
a
into,
drum machine. And so he was involved from the ground up of a lot of his stuff. And
he
if he
was.
was around today with technology the way it is, oh, he would be so happy.
He really would, because even like watching This Is It and watching the updated version of Thriller that they
Yeah.
were producing, and it just with the makeup and the like, it was so much more advanced
Yeah.
than the original Thriller. So I can't even imagine now
No,
like
I
what that
know.
would.
Yeah. So I thought, what are we going to talk about for an hour? And it's almost 44 minutes right now.
Yeah, there's a lot. Like he also, I was just reading, he gave all of the proceeds from, like, one of my favorite songs is Man in the Mirror, and
I
he
love that
gave,
song.
oh, it's such, ugh, I love it.
Me
It's
too.
honestly such a, like, such an introspective, I love it. I love all of it. But he donated all of the proceeds from that song
Yeah.
to Ronald McDonald's House to help
Oh,
children with cancer.
yeah. Yeah, he did, and he probably gave a lot more than that too. Like,
Oh,
there was thousands and millions of dollars that went. He was very frivolous, by the way.
he was very frivolous, but he also gave, like, to people
That's what I
in
mean.
need
He
a
was
lot
frivolous about
in
giving
terms
everything
of,
away. Like, he just
yeah,
was generous. And
he was incredibly generous,
well, you got
especially
to.
when it came to helping kids.
I guess
Like,
frivolous was a word too, because I mean, he did have the zipper of the pirate ship in his backyard,
yeah.
and they're like $1.5 million each to buy. You
In one of the
you can buy a
documentaries,
zipper. You
it
can
was
buy a zip. How much is a
right.
zipper? Let's have a look. Let's just talk about
Uh,
how much is
Neverland.
the new model of the zipper from Chance Rides. Okay, Michael, what are we gonna do? Yeah, it's 1 million USD. So it's
Wow.
1.2 million Canadian dollars
Oh
for
my
that one
goodness.
ride. And yes, he did buy it 25 years or 30 years ago.
Yeah.
But you got to remember, it's all relevant. It was
It
probably 500 grand back then.
exactly.
So he had a pirate ship too, and he had a giraffe. And I mean, like, not
He had a
everybody has
whole
a giraffe.
zoo,
Not everybody has a
right?
giraffe in their backyard.
No.
I'm just saying that there was something frivolous about him.
Eh, but I think again, it goes back to, like, the innocence of, like, animals won't hurt you. So, like, he literally had an entire zoo. And, like, I know people thought that he was weird bringing bubbles around with him and, like,
Did you think that was weird?
no, I
Somebody
thought
wants to
he
have
was
an
a
animal
very
companion.
extravagant type of person, and
So
I don't know.
I
I
grew up
loved it.
I grew up with stories from my aunt.
Yeah.
There was a woman in Glace Bay who had a monkey for a pet,
I
and
mean,
she used to
they're very intelligent.
she used to constantly tell me about this. So when I heard that
Yeah.
Michael Jackson had a monkey,
Yeah.
I was like, "Well, that's nothing new.
Normal. Yeah,
That's
right.
normal to me." The woman up in the hub
Right.
in number 2 at Glace Bay had one too. I'm like, "So, it's nothing special. I don't think it's weird." I mean, whatever. I like spiders, so people think I'm strange. Um,
The
but
spider one I can't get behind. Oh,
oh, I love my jumping
I
spiders,
know.
girl. I
I
found
know.
one. Did I tell you?
A new one?
Yeah, one of the cottages.
Oh my goodness.
A
Did you
little
bring it
one
back home with you
was
to bring
running
it
on
to
the
the
counter looking at me. So they're so small that you can't really see them. But when I took a picture of him, he was looking up at me
Oh my
and jumping for me.
I really believe that spiders are one of your, like, animal spirit
Yeah, I love
guides, like,
spiders. I
yeah.
really do. I love spiders. Um, even though one's parked her arse in my hot tub, and I'm kind of like need to chase her out soon. She's probably had 5 million babies out there.
Well, she was very pregnant the
Yeah,
last time you showed me
yeah,
a
yeah.
picture.
She's a dark fishing spider, is what she is. So, but yeah. So
Yeah,
back to Michael. Sort of.
yes.
Well, it's Thriller. It's spiders. What are we doing? And it's not like we have ADHD. We're talking about spooky
Nothing,
things.
right?
But so yes, and Thriller. So Thriller was such a great epic album. I think, the biggest album of all time, really. The biggest pop
It
album of all time.
still to this day.
And
I was
it'll never be topped, by the way.
no. He was actually May 2026 was, like, the most streamed artist or something like that.
Yeah. And more now,
Uh,
like it's picking up again because of
yeah.
the movie and stuff. And we have to give a mention to his nephew there.
He did a phenomenal job.
Yeah.
I was impressed with him.
Fab. Like,
Like,
really great. Didn't look a lot like him. Sometimes he did.
sometimes certain angles.
Yeah. Michael Jackson was very unique looking. And there's all different
Yeah.
versions. It depends on which version of Michael Jackson you're talking about. Like me, I'm like more
Yeah.
of the 80s, kind of off the wall, kind of Afro
Yeah.
Michael Jackson.
Yes.
When the cover of the Off the Wall album, I really liked him there. His hair was natural.
Yeah.
He looked like this cool, hot,
He was
young
very
guy,
handsome.
and
Yeah.
he looked like he had it all. It just goes to show you what a picture will do. If you looked at the cover of the
Yeah.
Off the Wall album, you look at that and go, oh, this guy has his shit together.
Yeah.
But you
Yeah.
made an interesting point about this back there. people see, they get a, they get their story about
Yeah.
who you are when you're a public person. I've been a public person for 15 years.
Yeah.
And when people get dribs and drabs and they see stuff in media and they read things or they hear a song or they see you post a picture, or they see a
Yeah.
post that you make, they start to make all of these assumptions.
I was gonna say, like, do they think that they know you
Yeah.
on like a deeper level?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think some people will probably be really surprised, what I'm really like. And I'm sure people have this, and I'm sure it was the same way with him.
Yeah.
You know,
And but he was also,
we're all like this. I think humans in
we're
general are like
all,
this.
yeah. I think he was very misunderstood. And I think a lot of us, I mean, even me, some of my friends that have been listening to the podcast, especially me talking about like my spiritual gifts and like the intuition, and they're like, I didn't know that about you. Like people that I've known for decades. But
Really?
yeah, it's not really, I've only really shared it with certain types of friends.
Yeah.
Like my other like witchy friends
Interesting.
knew that about me.
Hmm.
But yeah,
So the
people that
podcast brought you out of the closet. Is that what you're telling me?
kinda, yeah.
Michael would be happy.
I think he would. I think he would.
I started to get obsessed with Michael Jackson. It happens in waves for me
Okay.
because I'm very interested in synthesizers and love pop music and country music, country pop music. I'm always using synthesizers myself.
Yeah.
And I was started to watch the making of Thriller. And then I started to follow the guy who programmed the sounds, like programmed
Yeah.
that sound. Like
Yes.
the guy who did that, I've had exchanges with, which
That's
is
really cool.
really cool. Yeah. Anthony Marinelli. He's a wizard when it comes to sound. And the sounds through the Thriller album were very, very complex.
Yes.
There was probably, I'm going to give you just the synthesizers alone. Just the synthesizers alone were probably worth over $100,000 that were used on that record at that time.
Wow.
Just the synthesizers.
At that time too.
Yep.
I mean,
they were using like the New England, so that thing in Beat It, that down, 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 that sound.
Yes.
Nobody
Yeah.
had ever heard that sound before.
Really?
That's
really interesting looking back, because like,
so that sound was included in a keyboard called the New England Digital Synclavier.
Okay.
I'm just going to look at how much it was, just to give you an idea of what type of instruments that were using to create this stuff. How much was the New England Digital Synclavier in 1982? Let's see. So it was.
What would we do without our?
So they were. It was $200,000 USD.
Wow, and that was back
just
then.
Just for one keyboard.
For the one.
Yeah, and that's not counting everything else they used. That studio was.
That was the first album he did with Quincy Jones, right?
Yeah. Quincy was really like a progressive like producer. Thought outside the box. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which made Thriller the way it was,
And then the other thing that was interesting about Thriller in the movie was when they went to the MTV guy, because they had never played any black artists before on MTV.
Can you imagine this? I was so shocked.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not. It's the U.S. I mean, the U.S. is still racist. I mean, I'm sorry. But I mean, you have to call it for what it is, right? That over 50 million people that voted for Trump, most of them are a bunch of racists. We have a systemic problem that we need to eradicate.
Yeah.
And the thing is that back then, I mean, even an artist that was as big as Michael Jackson, they had to beg and plead to get Thriller on friggin' MTV.
Like worldwide. They had to threaten them.
That's the music industry. That's the industry, though. The music industry, I'll tell you, it doesn't show any graces to anybody. It's a really, why do you think people think that people say, oh, you should be bigger than you are. And like, I never sent one fucking thing to a label. Yeah. Never once in my life have I ever sent anything to a label and said, please listen to my stuff. I'd like to be signed. It's a real fucking nightmare. And I never wanted to really partake in it. Yeah. And I didn't. And sure, I'm sitting in a very different place because of that.
Yeah.
but I don't think I could have mentally handled that. And I think the universe protected me from it, to be honest.
Well, you see a lot of artists that, especially ones that started young, like look at Britney Spears and
Well,
like,
they're all train wrecking.
yeah,
Whitney's
because
gone.
yeah, I mean,
Whitney's gone. Michael's gone. Prince is gone.
yeah, yeah,
Um, who, el-
shocking.
who else? Britney's off the rails.
Yeah.
Justin Bieber. Like, I think
What's
he
wrong with
was,
him now? Or has he
oh,
just,
there's a
oh,
whole
are we
bunch of
not talking
Jesus
about?
going on there. He's
Oh,
born
interesting.
again. He became born again.
I didn't know that.
They're saying that it's something to do with all of this. There was some funny stuff going on.
Uh,
Yeah. So
I mean,
anyway,
I like Justin,
oh, me
but
too.
I
I
was
like,
never like a,
no, I mean, I didn't go out and buy records, but you
no,
know,
I didn't have any
but,
of those.
but that's the way the industry is. And that's
Yeah.
why the entertainment industry, Hollywood, it's all a bitter, bitter game to play. And
It takes a toll. I
yeah,
can't even imagine. Like
LA is
mentally,
unreal.
psychologically, just the pressure.
I was in
And then
LA for
from a
2 days.
young age.
2 days I was
Yeah.
in LA. All I wanted to do was come home. And
Like, can you imagine that though, as like a child or like a
no,
young
no,
person trying to
and
deal with that
no,
pressure?
no, no, I don't. I don't want to. So
So
would I
it
have
just,
liked to had a little bit more exposure than I got? Sure. And maybe that'll happen. Who knows? I'm
yeah,
not giving up on anything.
no, definitely.
I think
We're opening that new door,
it's
remember?
even more
We're
inspirational if you can do it when you're old. Um,
exactly.
I've always been very determined, but
Because he was 50 when he was trying to do the This Is
yeah,
It
yeah,
show.
with spinal arthritis and
Yeah.
the burn stuff and the addiction, and it was a real, that must have been so hard.
I
I
can't
was,
even imagine.
yeah. So anyway, that's why he was taking so many meds and got so addicted,
Yeah.
was because he had spinal arthritis and he couldn't sleep. So I will tell
Ugh.
you from my perspective on this,
Yeah.
from my life and what's been like for me after I hit 50,
Yeah.
like getting to sleep and getting a full night's sleep because of the arthritis, that I'm the same way. I have the same thing he has. And
Yeah.
it's incredibly difficult to sleep. And when you stop sleeping, you stop
Eh,
functioning.
you can't function if you don't
Oh,
have sleep.
it's brutal. It's
Yeah.
brutal. And like just recently, I mean, God, I wonder, did you know about prolotherapy, that poor man?
Oh, can you imagine? It probably would have been life changing for
Probably
him.
would have helped him too, because I'm really good, by the way. Like,
I'm so happy. I'm
yeah.
so happy for you. It honestly, it's like talking about being inspiring and giving hope, like watching you, even through the tough days, knowing that you were going to be in such a better place. And
Mm-hmm.
to see you now, it's amazing.
Going and performing like a couple of days later when I
Yeah.
was a psycho like 3 days ago. It's
It,
wild.
it
It's
really
wild.
is wild.
So, it's the whole thing, I guess. This whole thing, we didn't even scratch the surface at
We really
57
didn't.
minutes. I mean,
I
I'm like, I
know.
don't know what is there anything else that you really wanted to get in?
The only other thing that I thought was really interesting that I didn't know, and I don't know how to pronounce it properly, but he used to practice, is it Ji Kwang?
Yes.
He used to work with energy. Like
Yeah.
and so like to me as an energy healer, like that's a really cool thing to know about him. And
Yeah.
it makes a lot of sense. Like
Well,
he
he was
just
very
had this
spiritual.
presence. He was incredibly spiritual.
Yeah.
And I don't know, he's just I'm glad that we're doing this episode and that
Yeah,
he's
me
kind
too.
of
It was fun. There was so
coming
much more we
back.
could talk about. I
I
mean,
know
we
there
haven't
really
even,
is.
I don't really want to focus too much on the negative stuff. I mean, there was so
No.
much positive stuff that happened over the years. I mean, one of the shining moments that I remember, I mean, there's certain things in your life that if somebody was to say to you, what performances do you remember?
Yeah.
One of the most memorable performances is Billie Jean on the Grammys.
Oh,
I want to end it on a good note,
yeah.
but Billie Jean on the
Like that
Grammys.
performance,
Yeah.
there's a reason
Yeah.
that he is the legend. And he's probably the most recognizable human in the world, really. Like everyone regardless of how old you are, I think knows who Michael Jackson
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
at this point. And that
amazing.
says a lot.
Yeah. And I think there's a whole new generation now that are discovering Michael Jackson.
Yes.
You know?
And that's exciting.
Yeah. And it's like ABBA, like the legacy lives on through Mamma Mia, right? So Mamma Mia triggered all that. And I think this movie, Michael, will trigger all of this.
Yeah, I think so. And it's a beautiful thing. I'm glad that he's coming back into like the consciousness
I don't
of
think
humanity.
He ever left.
I think
I believe that things that are this big, like things that are energy that is as big as Michael Jackson's, doesn't leave.
No. Just like the Josephine Baker. Like it's a presence. He has a vibration that people are connecting to. And he, regardless of the shadow and the darkness he went through in his life, he also had this magnificent light about him. And I think the world needs that. I think we all need to tap into our light right now.
Yep. And tap into, and because his is part of ours and ours is part of his. And that was his message.
Love was his message.
Yeah.
So and that we're all connected in our humanness. We're all connected.
And I'll pat us on the back and say we did a good job, I think, of balancing the good and the bad with this. Because I think
so.
When you go down these rabbit holes about artists like Michael Jackson and
it's hard.
Life.
There's a lot of controversy.
Lives that are lived like his.
Yes.
It's controversial and there's so many opinions about it. And we, you got an opinion about Michael Jackson. I respect that opinion. It's fine.
Yeah. We're not trying to change anyone's
We're not trying to convince
anything.
anybody. It's just what we feel about it.
Exactly.
So as usual, I'm not reading the comments. I haven't been reading.
I'm doing the comments on the YouTube.
Yeah,
so far we've been having like a lot of amazing people.
I know,
commenting.
And thank you everybody, by the way, for commenting.
Yeah, we so appreciate it. We really do.
Yeah. So it's been a slice.
It really has. I'm so happy that we did this episode on Michael Jackson.
It's been a slice of fab, and now I want like a black, and there is one on Facebook Marketplace, by the way.
Really?
There's a real leather one on Facebook Marketplace in a frame. It's in a frame. I would unframe it and treat it and probably wear it.
I could see you doing that.
I would wear it. I would have no problem wearing that. I really think it's really cool. So
it is.
I have a black and red leather jacket that I wore in my video for Burn the Floor. It's kind of like that one.
It's just so iconic.
Yeah, I love that. So anyway, I'll have to send it to you. I'll send you the link.
Definitely.
And we'll be buying the damn jacket.
Oh my goodness.
Well,
see
Cristie,
us matching next time.
I know, right? So I guess that's it. We're wrapping right.
Yeah.
Thanks everybody for listening. Thank you for commenting. Leave comments. Tell us what you think. Did you watch the movie? Did you like the movie? Yes.
Yeah, let us know.
We would like to know if you liked the movie or not. We liked it. We would have liked to see a little bit more elaboration as far as the characters that were so key in his life. Like
sure.
Diana Ross and Elizabeth Taylor.
Yeah.
There was a lot left out.
Yeah.
But I think they didn't want to go down the later part of the stuff. So I think that's why they didn't tap it. So anyway, thanks, Mike. It's been a real slice watching the movie, and it's been great music. It really has.
Yeah, we love you. We appreciate you.
Yeah, I could use a little bit of that energy on Thursday.
Yes, he's going to be with you.
He'll be with me, especially now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, everybody. So thanks for hanging in here with us and digging in with our Michael Jackson episode, because life
bends us all.
Catch you on the flip side, Cristie.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.
And thanks for being here with us today.
If this episode resonated, share it with someone who might need it.
And remember,
life bends us all.
See you next time.
And don't forget to comment.